After his son was abducted, my husband spent 20 years trying to find him. On social media, he has more than 1 million followers. Everyone praises him as a good man and especially a good father. I feel the same. It wasn't until my 50th birthday that I gave birth to our third daughter. By chance, I overheard him talking to my best friend. This useless woman has given birth to another daughter. Luckily you've behaved well and given me a healthy boy. Don't worry, I'll divorce her right away and give you and the baby a proper status. I risked having a fourth child at an advanced age just to satisfy his wish to have an heir. Little did I know that he had already betrayed me and had a secret love child with someone else. I clenched my fists. Since he has been so unkind to me, don't blame me for being unkind to him. My good friend Olivia came to visit me in the hospital after giving birth. I was in the bedroom putting the baby to sleep. I had to ask my husband Nathan to keep her company for a while. After the baby fell asleep, I went to the living room. I found them two hiding on the balcony, intimately together. No, this can't be. I must have made a mistake. I held my breath and crept up to them. The old hen's son got divorced. Hearing this news, my heart sank. Olivia, you're just too indecisive, making this decision when your son is already 8 years old. Nathan put his arm around her waist and joked, I'm so sorry to you, I will make up for it when I get married. Then he continued, oh, and don't forget to transfer the property. Don't worry, she won't get a penny from me. I couldn't believe what I had heard. A good husband for more than 20 years. Everyone said he was a good man and a good father, but he had actually cheated on my best friend behind my back and had an 8-year-old bastard child. My mind was in a complete mess, and it took a while for me to calm down. I took out my phone to record their conversation, then turned around and went back to the bedroom. The more this kind of situation happens, the calmer you have to be. I heard the sound of a door opening in the living room, and Nathan went out. Olivia came in, hurling accusations as she walked. She said, Emily, you're such a disappointment with that belly of yours. Do you feel bad about Nathan? I stared at her coldly and said, you don't need to butt in with our family business. Hey, you can't tell the truth? She rolled her eyes and continued, you lost your son Noah, and Nathan wouldn't be outraged if he broke your legs. But he didn't, he stayed by your side, and you couldn't even fulfill his wish for a son. I sneered, you're my best friend, but you always defend Nathan. Are you interested in him? A flash of unease crossed Olivia's eyes. Don't look down on other people here, I'm just being reasonable, I'm not taking anyone's side. If you still have a shred of conscience, you should initiate the divorce and let Nathan pursue his happiness. I gritted my teeth and said, whether you get a divorce or not is not up to you to decide. Get out of my house now. Seeing me chase someone out, Olivia completely stopped hiding. How can there be such a brazen woman in this world as you, dragging Nathan down for so many years and still not understanding your own mistakes? You deserve to lose your son and to give birth to a daughter. Every word stung like a sharp knife. I couldn't hold back any longer and ran over to grab her by the hair. Before I could hit her, my mother-in-law suddenly rushed in and pushed me away. Olivia was absolutely right. Why are you being so mean? She took Olivia under her protection as if she were her daughter-in-law. This is really infuriating. What a useless piece of shit. My son should have let you have it a long time ago. She stared at me coldly. If it were me, I would have found a place to end it all a long time ago. I have no face to stay in this family. I took a few steps back and felt a chill in my heart. Yesterday I gave birth to my daughter, and today everyone's attitude has changed. I was so stupid, I didn't see their true colors all these years. The baby woke up from the noise of our quarrel and started crying. I need to calm the baby down, so please go out and we can talk about this later. I picked up the bottle on the table and was about to feed the baby. At that moment, my mother-in-law suddenly came over and knocked the bottle to the ground. A little girl actually trying to feed formula is just impossible. I was so angry that I was fuming. What are you talking about? What else would a baby drink if not formula? Leftovers, of course. She quickly ran to the kitchen and brought back half a bowl of instant noodles that she had left over from breakfast. She picked up a chopstick and tried to feed the baby. Such a useless child, she should be properly disciplined. I was shaking with anger. How could you treat someone like that? Instant noodles for such a young child. I rushed over to take the child away. The mother-in-law refused to let go, holding the child tightly. This is our Nathan's child. I can take care of him however I want. Olivia stood in front of the mother-in-law and bit her lip before pushing me. You crazy woman, you want to bully an old person? I'm here today, so don't you dare do anything to Nathan's mother. Please leave. I hit her hard and did my best to wrestle the child away from the mother-in-law. Oops. When my mother-in-law bent over, she fell to the ground and started screaming, clutching her stomach. Someone's attacking me. That vicious daughter-in-law is attacking me. Olivia shouted at me, Emily, Nathan's mother is being kind. How could you hit her? I hugged my child tightly and replied, don't talk nonsense here. I didn't hit her. What are you guys doing? Nathan suddenly spoke. He was holding his phone and standing in the doorway of the bedroom, broadcasting live. What had just happened had been seen by him and the people watching the live broadcast. Olivia came running over. Nathan, just now Emily tried to give the baby instant noodles to eat. Nathan's mother and I tried to persuade her, but she even hit Nathan's mother. Nathan glared at me in anger. Emily, I never thought you would do this, hurt your own child and be so mean to an old person. No, Nathan. I didn't. I hurriedly explained that it was my mother who wanted to give the child instant noodles, and I was just arguing with her over the child. I didn't lay a hand on her. That's enough. He slammed his hand on the table, and I saw it with my own eyes, and you're still making excuses. Thousands of people in the live broadcast room were all witnesses. As soon as I heard Nathan say that, his fans immediately started attacking me. What I saw was that it was indeed she who pushed Nathan's mother to the ground. Incredible. Is she really the child's biological mother? She even fed Xiaoya instant noodles. I had some sympathy for her after she lost her son, but I never imagined she was like this. Just looking at her, I can tell she's bad news. No wonder she never appeared in Nathan's live broadcast room. Nathan quickly called the police and had this evil woman arrested. Nathan walked up to me with a serious look on his face. Emily, you let your son go missing, and now you want to do something bad to your daughter. You're really disappointing. I can't stand you anymore, and I'm getting a divorce. After he said that, the comments in the live broadcast room started to scroll rapidly again. They supported Nathan's choice, saying that someone like her shouldn't be allowed to stay by his side. They also said that she should be reasonably suspected of deliberately letting her son go missing and suggested that Nathan investigate her properly. They also suggested that Nathan make her leave with nothing and not give her a single penny. I looked at Nathan with tears in my eyes and suddenly realized that I had been tricked. It turned out that this was a trap set by him, his mother-in-law and Olivia. In order to get a divorce and maintain his image as a good man, he labeled me a bad woman. In this way, no one would question or blame him. He could then marry Olivia openly and continue to attract traffic and followers online. At this moment, my heart completely broke. More than 20 years of marital feelings instantly vanished into thin air. Fine, since this is what you want. As soon as I agreed to the divorce, Nathan immediately got down on his knees and started writing the divorce agreement. My parents were also called in, and we discussed the children and property together. My eldest daughter was already an adult, while my second daughter cried and said she wanted to stay with me. My youngest daughter was still young and not yet weaned, and I really didn't want to leave her. As for property, the house belonged to Nathan's parents, and there was almost no savings. After my son was abducted, I was the only one earning money to support the family. Apart from the household expenses, the rest of the money was spent on Nathan's journey to find his son. Okay, just sign it. Nathan handed me the printed agreement. I read it carefully and was about to pick up the pen. Wait, Dad stopped me. His account has more than 1 million followers, and in the past few years, he has made hundreds of thousands of dollars from live streaming and product endorsements. At this, Nathan stood up abruptly. I run that account alone, and Emily has nothing to do with it. If you dare to do anything to it, we'll see you in court. He was like a dog guarding its food, afraid that someone would take the meat from his mouth. I gave him a cold look and said, Nathan, not everyone wants your money. After that, I quickly signed the divorce papers. After getting the divorce papers, I moved back to my parents' house with my luggage and children. During the confinement period, my mother cried every day. You got nothing after the divorce. How will you live with these 3 children? I put my arms around her shoulders and said, Mom, don't worry, I'm capable of raising 3 more kids. Where will you get the money? She cried and shouted at me, so angry that I felt she was about to lose her mind. She started saying things that made no sense. She just didn't believe a word I said. I sighed and didn't want to say anything more. Right now, I have 50 million in my account, and more money will come in the future. It's just better to tell her and Dad about this later. I changed my clothes and went out to buy formula for the baby. Just as I arrived downstairs, a group of strangers suddenly surrounded me. The family members quickly came to see, and this woman is Nathan's ex-wife Emily. They all pointed their phones at me, their faces full of anger. Why are you feeding instant noodles to a baby? Is this really okay? Did you let Noah go missing on purpose? Why has Nathan been the one looking for the baby all these years? I stared at them carefully and asked, "Who are you and what do you want?" They replied, "We are Nathan's fans and have come to stand up for him and Noah." Without asking, Nathan must have told them my address and encouraged them to come and cause trouble. I frowned and said, "You are causing trouble. Leave here immediately, or I will call the police." A middle-aged woman ran over and grabbed my arm tightly. "Everyone, if she doesn't say anything, that's an admission. What are we waiting for? Let's take her to the police station." Once she said that, the others immediately supported the idea. They rushed over, grabbed me and roughly dragged me towards the entrance of the housing estate. "Let go of me! What gives you the right to do this? Help!" I struggled desperately and shouted. A neighbor who happened to be passing by saw what was going on and quickly called the security guard, who came and rescued me. I immediately called the police, who took the group away after they had heard the situation. I thought the matter would be settled, but the next day a group of people came again. The security guards wouldn't let them into the compound, so they just waited at the gate. Holding up a banner, they shouted, "Emily has turned herself in. Emily has turned herself in, and she's even gone to my daughter's school to cause trouble." If Nathan didn't arrange all this, I just don't believe it. I never thought this man could be so ruthless. Mom was so angry that she kept stomping her feet at home. It's so infuriating that Nathan won't let go of my daughter even after the divorce. He's live streaming and making a fortune just by talking. It's so unfair. Olivia texted me excitedly to tell me that she and Nathan are getting married next week, and it's going to be a big event. I got so excited I stood up after reading it. "This is great. I've been waiting for this day. Don't worry, Mom, Nathan's account will lose value soon, and this person will lose their reputation and status as a result." Nathan and Olivia's wedding was held at the city's most luxurious hotel, the Century Hotel. The venue was packed with guests. In addition to the relatives and friends of both sides, there were also many self-media celebrities who wanted to attract attention and a large group of Nathan's fans. I covered half my face with my hair and stood in the crowd, unnoticed. The entire wedding was broadcast live. Nathan, beaming with pride, took Olivia and their child around to say hello to everyone. Someone asked how they met. "We've been friends for years and got together after our divorce." I gave a contemptuous smile and walked up to the stage, where I picked up the microphone. "He's lying. Olivia is my best friend and they were already involved before their divorce." As soon as I said this, the ballroom fell silent. Everyone's attention was on me. Nathan, aghast, said, "Emily, why are you here?" The corners of my mouth twitched slightly. How could I not go to my best friend's wedding? The guests in the audience whispered about Nathan and Olivia, and someone even had the nerve to ask him directly if what I said was true. There is no truth to it at all. Everyone, don't listen to the rumors of that crazy woman. She is upset because we got divorced, so she is deliberately smearing my name. My relationship with Olivia is perfectly normal, and I have a clear conscience. He asked his relatives to defend him. Seeing this, fans at the scene and online immediately came out in support of him. "We know Nathan best, and he definitely did not cheat on his wife. You should know the reason why Nathan divorced you, right? It's really bad of someone to not reflect on themselves and instead blame others. In short, the person spreading rumors will always suffer the consequences." I'm not losing my temper, haven't you noticed? Olivia's son really looks like Nathan. After saying this, the little boy behind Olivia immediately attracted everyone's attention. Several internet celebrities immediately trained their cameras on him. To be honest, they do look a bit alike, with their prominent ears and humpbacked noses. They even have similar lips. Oh dear, could it really be? Nathan hurriedly hid the illegitimate child behind him. You shouldn't believe rumors so easily. There are many people in the world who look alike. Are they all related? Yes. Don't be fooled by the words of evil people. Olivia pointed at me and said, we are not good friends. My son is the child of my ex-husband and I dare say it's true. Nathan came over and put his arm around her shoulders. He said, my wife is telling the truth. If I say it today, whoever can prove that this child is mine will get $1 million from me. They seemed confident that I would be unable to produce any evidence. I laughed softly and directly turned on my phone, projecting the video I had taken that day onto the big screen. In the video, Nathan and Olivia were hiding in the corner of the balcony, hugging each other while discussing their divorce with me. They also mentioned the 8-year-old illegitimate child. Emily, how could you do this? You even secretly filmed us. Nathan pointed at me and angrily cursed. I laughed a little, wanting to say that if you hadn't done those bad things, how would I have taken pictures? The audience immediately became lively, and they began to discuss it in whispers. I really didn't expect Nathan to be like this. It made me so angry. I supported him with real money, so hurry up and give me my money back. The original wife is so pitiful, losing her son and being betrayed by a scumbag. The internet celebrities ran to the front and broadcast live on the big screen. Nathan rushed on stage and frantically unplugged the screen. Everyone, listen to me, this is not what you think. He snatched the microphone from me and said, this woman lost my son, and I have been looking for her for more than 20 years, without seeing her make the slightest effort. Can you live with such a cold-hearted person? He glared at me with angry eyes, as if he had suffered a great injustice. I found it laughable. Nathan, don't you know that you've lost your son? After that, I turned around and shouted towards the door. Come out, son. A tall, handsome young man pushed the door open and walked in, followed by a few bodyguards in black. The crowd automatically made way. He walked up to the stage and shook my hand tightly. Mom! Nathan's eyes widened in shock and said, You're Noah? My son gave him a cold stare. I can't believe you recognize me. I took the microphone and began to tell what happened before my son was abducted. That day, my mother was sick and in the hospital, and I was going to go take care of her. Nathan said coldly that if I left, no one would take care of the baby, even though he was obviously at home on vacation. I argued with him angrily for a long time, and in the end, I just handed the baby to him and left. My son took the phone, took me to the park, and then left me on the grass while he and Olivia ran off into the woods. I was so scared, I cried and begged him not to leave me, but he pushed me down and left without even looking back. It wasn't long before I was drugged and carried off by human traffickers. Oops! The audience let out an audible gasp. What a heartless father! Nathan looked very flustered. My son, you've got it wrong. That's not your Aunt Olivia. She's a sanitation worker who's had a heat stroke. Dad just helped her rest in the woods. My son sneered. I was young, but I'm no idiot. I remember clearly that Olivia was wearing a halter top that day, with a small dark spot on her left shoulder. Everyone stared at Olivia. She clutched at her clothes, saying it wasn't true, that there was no dark spot on her shoulder. Before she could finish, a fan suddenly ran up and pulled her shawl off. Everyone could see a large dark mole on her body at once. Ah! Olivia let out a scream and quickly hid behind Nathan. Nathan was so upset that he was about to cry. He said to Noah, Daddy didn't mean to let you get lost. Please forgive me. Forgive? My son's eyes were filled with pain. He took off his shirt to reveal his upper body covered in scars. Because I disobeyed, the traffickers beat me for more than a month. Do you know how I got through it? Seeing the scars on my son's body, my eyes immediately filled with tears. Some sentimental fans in the audience also began to shed tears. However, a few die-hard fans still stood up to defend Nathan. You are father and son after all, and Nathan has spent more than 20 years looking for you. It really wasn't easy. Yes, it's in the past, so let's not dwell on it anymore. I dried my tears and walked up to Nathan. You say you've been looking for your son for 20 years, but what about the videos on this account? I held up my phone, which was Nathan's trumpet, and said, Everyone, take a look at what he's been doing for the past 20 years. When they heard this, everyone came over to take a look. After checking the account, they immediately took out their phones and started searching. Oh dear, Nathan. Are you looking for your child or just having fun? You've checked in at all the famous attractions in every place. That's amazing, and there are also videos of you having fun in bars, karaoke bars, and bathhouses. So you were just pretending to post videos of your whereabouts on your big account, and after filming them, you just went off to have fun and relax. I never imagined that Nathan had been deceiving everyone like this for so many years. And he even had the nerve to record it all on his little account. Nathan was sweating profusely, but he couldn't say a word. I was furious and accused him. At the beginning, we agreed that you would go find the child and I would stay at home and take care of the family and earn money. But in your mouth, it became that you had been looking for 20 years by yourself, and I didn't help at all. You told your fans that if I hadn't left the baby with my mother to take care of her, the baby would never have gone missing. To protect your image, I had no choice but to accept this explanation. But what have you actually done? You haven't found a single clue about the baby for 20 years, while I found him after only 6 months. On the night of the divorce, I got in touch with my son, whom I had lost for 20 years. He told me about being abducted, which made me realize that I had been kept in the dark all these years. For the whole month of my confinement, I have been collecting evidence to expose Nathan's pretense. My son is willing to help me, which is why we have this show today. Nathan looks very bad. He can't even stand steadily. The fans in the audience are very angry. I really didn't expect that Nathan would have deceived us for so many years. We have always trusted and supported you, but you have used us as tools. Your wife works hard to earn money, but you spend it on women. Do you even have a conscience? Please refund the money we spent in your live broadcast. Nathan felt that something was not right and immediately pulled Olivia to try to escape. Unexpectedly, they were stopped by everyone and then subjected to a flurry of punches and kicks. With nowhere to go, the two of them could only huddle in a corner, hugging their heads and begging for mercy. Noah, how can you just ignore it? Dad is almost hurt by them. But my son didn't even look at me, and he just took me out of the hotel. 3 years ago, his adoptive parents died in a car accident, leaving him in charge of a multi-billion-dollar company. He is so busy every day. Mom, did you use up the money I gave you last time? I'll give you another card. Let me know if it's not enough. After saying that, he went straight to the airport for a business trip. When I checked at the bank, there was another 50 million. Together with the 50 million he gave me before, it makes a total of 100 million. I never thought that I would become a billionaire in my middle age. After that day, Nathan's account was permanently banned from the platform. The reason was that he used a false identity to deceive netizens and defraud them of money. Fans who had bought things from his live broadcast room applied for returns one after another. The brand suffered heavy losses as a result and decided to take Nathan to court and demand a lot of money in compensation. Some fans who had privately helped him find his child waited outside the community where he and Olivia lived every day, pressuring him to pay back the money. As I said before, Nathan not only lost his account, but his reputation as a whole was also affected. Now, I'm living in the villa my son bought for me, and I have more money than I can spend every day. Whenever I'm not busy working, my son will come over to keep me company. The whole family of 5 is enjoying some good quality family time. That noon, I went to my son's company to bring him lunch. The secretary suddenly came in and reported that Nathan and a group of relatives were arguing noisily in front of the company, and no matter what they said, they wouldn't listen. After thinking for a moment, my son asked the secretary to ask them to come in. As soon as they entered the office, Nathan took my son's hand, tears streaming down his face. Noah, you've been back for so long. Why haven't you come to see your father? Your father's been missing you. My son's expression was cold, and he asked what it was about, as he had a meeting to attend to later. Nathan's eldest brother came over with a smile on his face. Noah, what your father means is that since you have been found, you should come home. When are you free? We will have a ceremony and welcome you back to the Nathan family with great fanfare. Yes, Noah, only if you return to the Nathan family will Dad have no regrets in his life. The son asked coldly, what does the Nathan family have to do with me? Why should I go back to the Nathan family? Nathan was a little surprised and asked, what do you mean? Are you going to abandon your biological father? This is not right. My household registration is with my foster parents, and I have no legal father-son relationship with you. Even if you really are my biological father, you didn't take care of me, and I'm not obliged to take care of you. After he finished, he called the company's legal department and asked them to educate these people, who knew nothing about the law, for more than half an hour. Nathan's face turned pale. No, I don't believe it. This isn't true. I'm going to the court to sue you. No problem, I'll be there for you anytime. Seeing his son's firm attitude, Nathan completely lost control. he yelled in the office, throwing things around and kicking the chair. You really are a heartless child. If I had known this would happen, I never should have given birth to you. Now hurry up and give me 50 million, or I'll go online and expose you, making your company's stock fall and your products unsellable. Hearing his words, his son laughed. You're in a bad way yourself. Do you really think anyone will believe you? Nathan shook his head, took a few steps back, and his face was full of despair. My son hooked his finger and told the secretary to call the security guard, who unceremoniously kicked those people out. I was watching from the side, and my heart was particularly happy. This is really my son, whom I gave birth to with great difficulty for 10 months, and he has not disappointed me. As for Nathan, I know him well, and he definitely will not let go easily. Sure enough, it wasn't long before my second daughter, who was 8 years old, came home from school, still holding a bright red bouquet of roses in her arms. Mom, these are the flowers your father sent you. Please forgive him. I smiled at her. Do you know what happened between Mom and Dad? She nodded, her eyes brimming with tears. But he is still my father, and I hope that we can all be a family again like before. My second daughter has always been kind and understands her parents' hearts, which is why Nathan chose her. I hugged her in my arms. Although Mom and Dad have divorced, he is still your father. If you miss him, you can go and stay with him for a few days. However, there is no hope for Mom and him getting back together. He has already married Olivia, and Mom can never forgive someone who betrays her. My daughter sniffed and said, Then Mom, can you lend Dad some money? He is really pitiful now, with all his debts. I patted her on the head and said that adults have to take responsibility for their own actions, and that he wasn't desperate after all. He still had the house with Olivia, didn't he? The money he had earned online over the years had been used to buy a house for Olivia and her son. Selling that house would be enough to pay off his debts. Not long after I said that, I heard that Nathan was selling the house. But Olivia wasn't happy about it, because she had fallen for Nathan's wealth. Now he had not only lost his account, but also had to sell the house to pay off his debts. This was a fatal blow to her. So she quietly sold the house, took her son and the money and ran away. Before leaving, the remaining 2,000 yuan in Nathan's account was also transferred. I heard that Nathan was so angry that he fainted and was hospitalized for more than a month before he recovered. During this time, my mother-in-law came to see me several times. She knelt down, apologized, and begged me to lend Nathan money, but I didn't agree. If he hadn't caused me so much pain in the first place, I wouldn't have been so cold. So he brought this all on himself. That night, my son took his 2 younger sisters camping in the mountains to watch shooting stars. I was in the bedroom of the villa putting my youngest daughter to bed. Just then, I heard a strange noise coming from the living room. Before I could get up and go and see what it was, the bedroom door suddenly opened. Nathan, who looked exhausted, stood in the doorway and shouted, "Who are you? How did you get in here? This is private property. Please get out," he then said. "I have nowhere else to go. Please have mercy on me. After all, we have been together for more than 20 years. I looked at you with cold eyes. After what you did to me, have you never thought about our 20+ years of marriage?" Nathan suddenly knelt on the floor, his tears flowing unstoppably. "Honey, I was wrong. Can you give me another chance? I now understand Olivia's true feelings. She only cares about money. No one can compare to you. You are the best wife in the world and the greatest mother." I rolled my eyes. I didn't care whether he was being sincere or just being polite. "Stop crying here. I'm not going to lend you any money. Get out of here, or I'll call the police." Nathan wiped away his tears, stood up, and pushed me onto the bed. I asked in panic, "What do you want?" Nathan said between gritted teeth as he tore my clothes off. "You don't listen when I speak nicely, so I have to be a bit more forceful. You married me, and you will always be my wife. I will make you pregnant tonight, and I'm sure you will take me back." I slapped him hard. While he was in a daze, I pushed him away and jumped off the bed, kicking him hard. Nathan let out a painful cry, fell to the ground, covering his trousers, his face written with pain. "Nathan, you've really gone too far." Thinking about having spent more than 20 years with this man, I felt a little sick. Just as I was about to get my phone to call the police, my daughters returned from camping. My second daughter took my hand and begged me, crying, not to take action against her father. Nathan took the opportunity to quickly get up and run away. I saw my daughter's red, puffy eyes and thought about the hard kick I had just given him, which might have hurt him. I put the phone down. Next time something like this happens, I won't let him off the hook. To prevent anything like this from happening again, my son arranged for bodyguards to stand guard at the villa door around the clock. Nathan no longer bothers me. Not long after, I heard that he had started looking for a job. In fact, he hadn't worked for 20 years and had no work experience. He often encountered difficulties because of his lack of education and his age. He asked someone to contact his son to ask him to find him a job in the company. But his son refused without hesitation. I don't care about him anymore. I moved to a big apartment in the city with my daughters because it was closer to their school and more convenient. At noon, they said they wanted to eat spicy food. So I ordered 2 meals through the delivery app. Soon after, the doorbell rang. I opened the door and saw a middle-aged man in a blue delivery uniform standing outside. He said apologetically, "I'm sorry, madam, I was in a collision with someone on the way, so I'm late. Please don't give me a bad review." Then he froze. "Emily, do you live here?" I looked at Nathan in front of me without changing my expression. In just 1 month, he had become very thin, his face looked tired, and there was no light in his eyes. There were also injuries from the car accident earlier. He looked past me and directed his gaze at the large, 400+ square meter flat behind me, his eyes betraying endless regret and envy. I didn't say a word, took the takeaway and closed the door. Seeing my father delivering takeaways made my second daughter feel sad. But I think it's a good thing. He finally understood and realized that he had to work hard to earn money and solve problems. In that case, there was still hope for his life. However, a few days later, after I said that, he caused a new problem. At that time, I was leisurely having afternoon tea at home. My eldest daughter suddenly called me in a panic. She said, "Mom, Dad has taken Olivia hostage and wants to jump off the building with her. No one can persuade him, so you have to come quickly." When I arrived at the scene, there were already a lot of people gathered below the 8-story residential building, about 100 in total. There were also quite a few of Nathan's former fans. They were all excited, shouting towards the roof, "Jump, jump, if you don't jump, you're not a man." At the edge of the roof, Nathan put the knife to Olivia's neck, looking very serious. The 2 daughters hugged each other tightly and cried bitterly. They told me that after Olivia bought the house, instead of choosing to escape to another place, she bravely continued to stay in the city. She rented a place in the neighborhood and lived with a male university student in his 20s, spending every day together. This afternoon, they ordered takeout, and Nathan happened to be the delivery person. He was shocked when he saw them open the door. Instead of feeling guilty, Olivia and the university student laughed at and insulted Nathan, threatening to give him a bad review. Nathan, who was enraged, ran back inside, grabbed a knife, and took Olivia to the rooftop. Nathan's family and friends gathered together, but no one could persuade him. He shouted angrily, "You, using my money to support another man, really make me furious." His mother knelt down and kept kowtowing to me, pleading, "Emily, please persuade Nathan for the sake of the children's future." I begged you. My 2 daughters also kept begging me. All I could say was I'll try. After that, I followed the police to the roof. At that critical moment, Olivia was still mocking Nathan. She said, "You're so useless. You're incompetent, and you blame me for supporting someone else. If you could give me endless money, I wouldn't run away." Nathan was shaking with anger. "Stop it. The situation is a bit tense, and I really want to push him off." "Nathan!" I was a few meters away from them. "Think about your parents and your young son. Don't be stupid. You and Olivia can sort things out legally without getting yourself involved." Nathan looked desperate. "There's nothing I can do. She's spent all my money. I've taken out loads of loans to pay off the debts, and every penny I earn in the future will go to paying other people off. She's made a mess of my life and I hate her with a passion. I want it to end." Olivia sneered and said, "Nathan, who are you trying to scare? I've been with you for more than 20 years. Don't I know you by now? You're just a coward, a useless guy. If you really dare to push me off, I'll call you Dad." "Stop it, Olivia." The police officers nearby can't stand it anymore. The other party is very emotional right now. Don't provoke him any further. Nathan presses Olivia against the railing on the roof, her upper body hanging out. "Nathan, calm down. The girls below can see you. Do you want to scar them for life?" Olivia looks at me askance. Don't pretend to be nice here, Emily. I don't need your help. Just go away. Don't think you're so great just because you have a bit of money. This guy wouldn't dare touch me. If he had the guts, he would have done it already. Before she can finish her sentence, Nathan pushes her off the roof and then jumps after her. There was a sudden cry of alarm from the crowd downstairs. I leaned over the railing and looked down. The two people were motionless, and the ground was covered in blood. I shook my head helplessly. Some things are just not worth saying. This was their fate. Olivia died instantly. Nathan fell on top of her, and although he survived, he was eventually left paralyzed from the waist down. In any case, he had killed someone, so there was no way he could escape punishment. He would probably spend the rest of his life in prison. The 8-year-old was taken in by Nathan's mother. I didn't want to have anything more to do with the family, so I moved to a big city in the south with the children. I said goodbye to the past once and for all and started a new, wonderful life.